Hello people, Joshino here. Today I'm going to outline some of the changes of the 13th of March patch, mainly including liberator tweaks with new weapons, TR weapon sound changes, and a new death screen. I'm going to share my thoughts on them and their repercussions. So firstly, going over the new TR weapon sounds. To my knowledge, the Track 5, Jaguar and Lynx carbines have all been given a new sound, accompanied by the default TR pistol, the repeater. I don't have the Lynx unlocked so I can't comment on that, but I will go over the others. The Track 5's fire, in my opinion, has gone from a very tame generic sounding tap to something that actually sounds like it fits in with sci-fi. It does have a similar lower sound profile to the old one, but now it feels much more individual. The Jaguar sounds more mechanic now, with a definite DACA and not just the shared similar little taps with the Track 5 that the old one sounded like. This actually makes it feel like the close quarters weapon it is, and gives a sense that it can shred through enemies unlucky enough to stare down its barrel. The repeater sounds surprisingly more aggressive than any of the carbines and has a really fierce presence. Whether this fierce presence matches the damage and control of the weapon, I'm not totally sure, but I do very much like it. For some reason it is reminding me of a pistol from Perfect Dark on the N64, but my memory is very hazy on it. I feel this part of the update is most refreshing for the TR as a faction, and is why I chose to talk about it first. This was a drastically needed update to their plainest crackers image they had before, and at least on the sound front, this is a big push. So my congratulations to the sound team, you did a great job. I also feel it has added to the uniquer sounds like the chain gun and carve, setting out a fuller sound set. On the death screen, to quickly get the positives out of the way, I feel more information is something that is nice to have, and the lists of kills, XP stats and weapon usage, as well as your enemy's choice of weapon attachments, are nice touches. Along with the general more flashiness of the screen, but this is probably down to personal opinion, I think it is alright. Okay, the bad. So also getting the main concern out of the way, that the location spotter really ruins the game for snipers. I agree this isn't a good step for them, and going against the stealth aspect, so don't really want to say more on that. However, for other infantry classes, it is much easier for more experienced players to know where they're being shot from, and most combat happens in close quarters anyway, so it might actually be helpful to newer players to close some of the skill gap, but the only way of doing that might be excluding infiltrators. Secondly, it is annoying that you have to press a key to get rid of the menu now, and clicking is hard-coded into spinning your enemy's model. They should just make it left-click to escape and right-click to spin the model. Thirdly, now that the death screen isn't tied with your body, when you get one shot by a tank or infantry projectiles, the screen not following your body is very jarring, and goes against the natural movement, something I don't particularly like. Also worth mentioning is the death screen is bugged, only showing the previous or earlier killers, not the actual killer, which to be honest, for me, takes away the most important piece of information that there was on there. This will probably be fixed though. Okay, so on to the liberators. Firstly, killing the things. So SOE has nerfed most projectiles against the liberators, most noticeably tank shells. I don't want to speculate too much on how this will affect the flow of battles, but I feel there will be a lot more libs in the air. What I want to talk about now is the bonus of dumbfiring the libs as an infantry and the difference between the rocket launchers. So firstly, the Decimator has been changed to need 3 hits to kill outright, and 2 hits to take the liberator to burning. However, it isn't a close to death burning. There are around 20 seconds, if not a little more time, to get away. This is quite a while. The 3 shots from the default launcher also kill the liberators outright, the same as the Decimators, but the difference is 2 shots don't quite take the liberator to burning. However, there isn't too much of a gap between its damage and the Decimators it seems. In my opinion, the Decimator nerf was totally unnecessary versus libs. It is very hard to hit a lib twice. After the first, it is likely to move, making it even more of a hard target. Plus, if they get hit twice, it is because they are either hovering too close to a spawn room, or hovering and farming in one place in general, therefore deserving the danger of death. So in my opinion, the default launchers are the best choice now. It is as much of a deterrent as a Decimator, but much easier to hit with. Also, it is a viable choice over using a tank to bring them down, as much fewer hits are needed to make them into fireworks. Although the range is decreased with a drop and speed somewhat. Finally, onto the new Liberator weapons and weapon changes. I couldn't access the new belly gun, but I briefly trialled the Hellfire tail gun. It seems to be just like the Coyote, good up close but not so great at range. I didn't have too much time with it, so I don't want to say too much, but it seems like the skill ceiling is low, but could be something to pick over the Walker. Lastly, mentioning the Dalton nerf, now you can't kill a Lib in 2 hits, but it doesn't make that much of a difference, as Dalton Libjules often start with a Tank Burster and end with a Dalton. Also, 2 shooting at each other are going to have similar chances. I haven't tried it on Galaxies yet, so no comment there. So I hope this has been interesting, and thanks for watching, Joshino.